All righty. Welcome everyone to our Collaborating Connections Tuesday night Zoom meeting, professional networking meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I am the leader of Collaborating Connections. We've been around for almost 6 years next month. Yay! And we are a part of TTR Networking, which is To the Rescue Networking, celebrating its 13th year this month. So, wow, a lot going on. Uh, Collaborating Connections used to meet in person. Since COVID, we started to meet virtually via Zoom. This allows us to connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast around the United States and actually around the world, which we love. So, thank you for being with us this evening. TTR Networking has been around starting out in central Indiana for quite a bit. And To the Rescue, the word rescue itself is an acronym for things that our organization stands for. R is for relationships, E is for education, S is for success strategies, which we love to share with each other. C is for community. We love to support our nonprofits and community organizations and want them to thrive as we thrive. U is for understanding, and we encourage everyone to share not only about themselves and their business, but to give us a little bit of what's going on, what's important, what's good to know in various industries. And the second E is for execution. So after talking and sharing and smiling and learning together, we hope that everyone goes out and executes those strategies that will be effective for them and their business. On a weekly basis, collaborators like to start out by acknowledging what's coming up, what's new and wonderful happening within TTR networking. So, well, before that, I guess I want to acknowledge our wins. Does anyone have any wins this week that we'd like to share so that everybody can celebrate? I think Jennifer Johnson may have something she'd like to share.
You think?
I have a poster for anybody who knows where to put a poster to let people know about a very special event that's coming up. This is the She Said, That's What She Said is the full title. It's kind of cute, but if you haven't heard about this, I'm part of this cast, so I'm very excited. It's on September the 8th. We are rehearsing. Let's see, September the 8th is about a month away. We'd been meeting every couple of weeks. Now I think we're meeting pretty much almost weekly until the show. So it is at the Tarkington at the Center for Performing Arts. And all I can tell you is I know that there's a few of you that are on here that I think are going to be there. And I would just say, I don't want to, what's the word, blow any surprises, but just say that this is definitely worth, and it's not just for me. I mean, it's, yes, come and support me. Thank you. That'd be wonderful. But also these women have some stories that you're going to be like, I can't. No, actually, the thing is, it's not that you can't believe it. It's that it'll make you feel so much more connected with people, because we all have these stories that, when you put them into words, you're almost like, you hear these stories and you can't believe these people have gone through these things. But that's the whole goal of it. I don't know, I'm not saying it right, but it just, somebody out there is going to connect with what the story is. Even when I tell people what some of the stories I've been sharing, I told the ladies the other night, I said, I hope it's okay. I've been going out telling everybody about your stories. I said, I haven't told them your name, so at least if they come to the show, they won't know which one is you. But that's what it's all about. It's connecting and telling stories. I mean, we talk about telling stories in our groups, and it's so much and this just kind of is just a different level of it, but it's so cool. So these 10 women from Indianapolis or Indiana area, this is the first year that we're going to do this here. I'll never do it again. So I won't be allowed to do it again, although they have a podcast and they have a YouTube channel and a bunch of other things that are out there. But this is all, it's women in the cast, but it's certainly open to anybody that would want to attend. So anyway, I've got posters, and anybody who's got some ideas, I will do my best to have them with me at any juncture. So we just need to get the word out. And I know they've been advertising, talking about us on WTTS and I think a couple radio stations. And so if you have any connections or you just want to take a poster and put it in your window of your car and drive around with that, I'd be real happy for that. This is a big deal. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's a couple of men on here. They're probably like, yeah, they forget we're here. But anyway, thank you. That's my big news. It's getting close.
What about the libraries? Have you thought about taking them in there?
You know what? I just got them the other day. So no, you would suggest the library would be a good place. There's places that
I know the
hopefully-
Westfield one has bulletin boards up in front
Okay.
that
Good.
you can
Well-
post anything. I don't know how big they are, but
Yeah. And that's a good idea, Nancy. They also suggested, like any of the coffee shops and stuff. So I'll probably do that. But I guess I would just say I grabbed a bunch, being very optimistic that I'll be able to put them in a bunch of places. So if anybody's got a suggestion like that, I'm happy to do it. Or if we see each other, I'll hand you one. So you
Start sticking them in elevators. There's nothing to look at in there but the back of the door. So
You know what? That's a good idea, Kim. Thank you.
No.
Do you ever stand there and just like, what are we doing? I mean, you could put them in public bathrooms, but I don't want them to be, whatever. I'm not going to do that. But good idea on the elevator. But thank you. I will be. Believe me, I'm going to be putting them out. My daughter and and her family, which is now 3 little kids and my son-in-law, are on maternity leave. So they came and spent a couple days with us. And boy, you don't realize how much energy you have to have until they're all here and descending on you and you're not getting anything else done. So thank you for any suggestions. My brain is a little fried, but yeah, thank you. What?
YATS.
Yeah.
They will put stuff up, community stuff in their front window, depending upon the store, either on the front window or they have a community area for local stuff going on as well.
That's good because you know what, CB? My husband would go to Yachts, but I would probably never go to. I just don't like that there, but that's okay. He loves it, so I just would. Yeah, good place. Thanks.
I'd
Appreciate
like
that.
to grab a handful of those from you, Jennifer, and some places over here on the east side, certainly, and at work where I can put them up. So
Well, and that's and I can get more. So if we, I've got a handful of them, and I'm happy to make exchanges in the next few days if we can do that. We do have. Oh, I won't say that right now. That comes next. But yes, okay. I took enough of your time. Take it away.
anybody else have any celebrations, any wins that they want to share? CB's poking his lip out. What's going on?
Nothing to report this week.
Oh, okay.
Been quiet so far, so we'll take it for what it is.
All
Well,
right.
you look really good in that green. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that is your color, man. I mean, that
Love
is
green.
Well, no, it's the mint green of your shirt against that green. I don't know. It just looks really nice. So thank you for bringing that to the platform tonight. You look
Visual,
good.
photography.
It's very soothing on the eyes for me anyway. I enjoy it. I'm not trying to be weird, CB. I'm just being honest. Okay. That's all there
We'll
is.
take it. We'll take it.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. Any other wins? Well, I'm just going to say that we are all here tonight is a win, that we get to spend another week together, another 60 to 90 minutes sharing and talking about our business and learning something new. So that's a win that we should all celebrate tonight. And from there, we will roll into the updates with TTR Networking. So Jennifer, take it away.
Well, we have this year. This is a big year, but it is a big month, as Dawn already alluded to. And we have a new website that's going to be launched. And I knew that it was going to be it would be a big undertaking. I'm very excited. I'm also very between the She Said and a big gospel project a concert that's happening this week, and then She Said and the website. Our next event really with TTR Networking is next Friday already, the 25th of August, which is where we first met Kimberly. She arrived and she was, I don't know, I swear to God, she said she drove in from Kentucky that morning. I don't know if that was really true, but I was like, this lady she's something else. So we're very excited that she found us that morning. But this is that monthly event that we have, and it's at the Haverstick. It starts at 8:30, goes till about 9:45. And Dawn substituted, but I've heard only good things. But we do that the last Friday of every month. And that is in place. That is kind of hosted by our Westfield group, which really, when you go to attend this meeting, it's not meant to be industry exclusive necessarily. There might be a couple realtors or bookkeepers or whatever, but it's just to bring some new people to us, and it is working extremely well. So we have that. With the website and everything else, I want everybody just to kind of keep their eyes peeled. Sounds funny. Keep your eyes on social media and your emails, because we are, as we go into September, when the new website's launched, we're going to have an event to recognize our new community partners, our one global partner at this point. And if I'm going to be sending out more information. I'd love to have a buttload of people, jumping into the community partner and the global partner. So I can send information out to you about that. But we're going to be doing what we're going to call TTR Celebrates and Appreciates. We have TTR Cares, TTR Presents, and now we're adding we'll let people know a little bit more, but we're just excited with the new launch, and we want to do some new things. And that will be an after hours thing. We've got the morning thing figured out. Haverstick is a lovely place to have an event. And then we will have our TTR Celebrates and Appreciates events coming up. So I'm just kind of giving everybody a preview of that. And then we have the weekly meeting. So, if somebody visits tonight's group like this and they end up that it's not a good fit for them, we will more than likely be able to find another spot during another group time. And it is so funny how things change. So I would never say, I would never put anything down like, nothing ever. I just never say never, I guess, because things work out interesting ways. I don't know if that made sense, but we have had people visit us that I wished I could place them in a group, and then the next week or two, something changes and we've got a big open spot. So those people that are meant to be here and be part of it will find us. I don't know what CB would say about that, but I'm sure there's a good reason or good saying that you could say, but just keep your eyes open. And we are excited that you found the call tonight. We're happy to be here. Happy you're here.
May those we need find us. and may those who need us find us too.
Ooh, I like it.
Very
All
good.
right. That's cool. I think that's exactly what I would say, because you try to fight it. You try to place people, you try to work people in that you think are going to be great, and they just don't need us. There are other people who do. So thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to encourage everyone to put your contact information into the chat box to share. And I was just mentioning to Nancy at the very beginning of this call that I've gotten a little behind on posting the recordings, but I'm going to catch up and put them out there. And along with posting the recordings on YouTube and our Collaborating Connections Facebook page and our Collaborating Connections LinkedIn page, I also add the chat contact information so that folks know how to connect with us. So it's important, put your information out there. Let's be seen and heard. Okay. So next, I would like to go ahead and kick off our roundtable introductions. And let's see, I want to invite Nancy, are you available?
Okay, I'm back. Nancy Vesley, IHC Specialty Benefits, local licensed health insurance agent. I can help people under 65 with supplemental plans and with help navigating the marketplace, because that's an ugly website to have to conquer. And also supplements to help you with those deductibles. The average deductible on some of those plans on the marketplace is $9,100. And I could get you a plan you'd pay $30, $50 a month. But if something happened, it would cover that $9,100. It could probably cover $10,000. That would help offset that deductible coming out of your pocket or getting put on your credit card. So we can do that. We are still in training for Medicare, starts in October. And anybody turning 65, I'd like to discuss it with them, talk to them, make sure that they've got everything they need. What else? I think that's about it. But today I had another kind of conversation with a client that has a whole portfolio with me, and he hooked me up with his CPA because she was asking what his charges were. So I had to get his charges so that she made sure everything was on his P&L. And she found that some of the items, some of the supplements we have him on was not being shown on his P&L. So we got that updated, and so he's happy. And that's what I can do. I can help you with those things. Or if another guy is like, what do I have and what do I have it for? That's usually what they're asking for.
Right.
So phone call, you call my number, I'll pick it up and I'll tell you why you have it. Because a lot of times, especially when you first start up and you end up with all this stuff in the mail from all these different plans, you don't know what it's for. But we can walk you through it and tell you what you have and why we have it. Nancy Vesley with IHC Specialty Benefit.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Nancy. Especially thanks for sharing, like that estimated premium cost for that supplemental insurance. I didn't realize, what that might cost. But for those with those high deductibles, certainly even 30 to 50 bucks a month is much more affordable than a $10,000 hit to a credit card or
Right.
not. So
Mhm.
really, really good to consider there. Anybody else have any questions for Nancy Vesley and IHC Insurance?
I would just really quickly, I would just say that more and more of these phone calls, it's just so important when you have resources like this. Just why wouldn't you reach out to Nancy or Kim or Carol or CB? Why wouldn't you reach out? I would just say, because what she just said, $50 a month, much more affordable. That's what Dawn said. But I think back on the days when I was at AAA Insurance, AAA, it might be a couple bucks a month is going to, is your savings on your deductible. I mean, you know what I mean? Instead of you go with you go with $1,000 deductible because you think you're gonna, I don't know how to explain it, but it would only be a few dollars really per month. You are paying different. And in the event of an accident, it's so much more, $1,000 or 500 as your deductible. You know what I mean? Anyway, kind of weird, but hopefully that makes sense. I just would say I hope Nancy understands this. Take advantage of the fact that you've got this great resource in Nancy, because, if you don't have somebody, people don't know. It's just like what she just said. It doesn't surprise me. Somebody says, tell me what I have and what I buy. What is it for? They don't know, but they trust Nancy, and I'm sure they're covered very well. But, that's part of the challenge. Anyway, just please ask each other for help when you can.
Awesome. Well, if there are no other questions, I just want to say thank you to Nancy, and we will move on to CB Bjork. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Get over to this mute button and I'm happy to.
All right.
Oh, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good, good.
Well, I'm CB Bjork. Let's see here. Ascension Imaging Studio. I do headshots, product marketing, seniors portraits, and real estate. And I'm a FAA licensed drone pilot, so I can contact the tower down at Indianapolis International and get clearance to do photography with my drones. So I can do all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, don't know too much more right now, not off the top of my head. So if you're looking for anything that helps support your business or anything you need, give me a holler.
All
Always
right.
happy to help.
Last week we talked about some who would be your target clients around this time of the year, and you were mentioning a list of, say, businesses that are doing headshots for the whole office, or
we're getting ready to go into the third quarter of the year, or the fourth quarter of the year. Well, for some companies it's the first, for some companies it's the fourth, depending upon how your company works, because I know a lot of companies will September 30th will be the end of their fiscal year. But this is a great time for getting your marketing lined up, getting your headshots lined up. As you go into the fall, you may be looking at your budget and saying, hey, I've got some and the dogs went nuts. Grab my door, will you? Close the door, will you?
They must see the same thing mine sees, because they're going.
Yeah, I'm right by the front door of the house. So when someone comes in, the dogs. So anyway, this being either the first quarter or the fourth quarter, this is a great time to look at your budget and realize you got some extra time, extra space, things that you want to do. Make sure you don't lose that money in your budget. So this is a great time to look for me to come out and help you with getting some of the stuff that you need for either the end of the year or the beginning of next year lined up. So I'm totally mobile, so I can come to your location. So that's the nice thing. So yeah, reach out, let me know, and we'll work something out.
Okay, good, good. There may also be some fall festivals coming up with some of the schools and organizations. And as you are mobile, you'd like those types of leads as well, if somebody wants event pictures or event photography?
Well, that would be one as well. With it too, I'm working on going down to Bloomington and setting up for students, because those students who are in the theater program, who are in the dance program, are always needing headshots, and depending upon, of course, your forte, full body shots, for example, for dance. And so working on getting some of that lined up so I can go down there. My niece is a senior down there this year. And the other one that I like to do is work with businesses to help use photography to promote themselves. What I'm doing with down at IU is my niece is, she's either the treasurer or the vice president. She's not the president, but she's within one of the groups down there that's in part of the school groups. And so I'm going to go down and set up and do photography. And then part of the work is going to go back to her group. So they have funds for operating and stuff during the school year. So nice win-win on both sides. So if you can complete that circle, if you will, sales leads to service, service leads to sales, and you can help people as you do it, then that only helps drive that wheel a little faster. So yay.
Yay. All righty. Does anyone else have any questions for CB Bjork?
CB, are you back to work then?
No, next week I'll be back to work. So
Well, can I just extend? I just realized in my craziness, I did not, I think you or Catherine was interested in possibly visiting the north side. That's at Pinheads tomorrow.
we were thinking about going tomorrow. We got to kind of see where the morning starts us.
Okay. Can
and
you
go
just
from there.
can you just let her know? I'm sorry because I feel kind of stupid. I should, but then I was thinking, no, you were, that might be a good one for you to come and visit again. So for those that we have our north side group that meets at the Pinheads at lunch on Wednesdays. And so Catherine is doing wonderful things. But she has talked about transferring to that group that might work for her. And I would just say on CB's end, I don't know how many of those pictures you did, but you did a bunch. So of the headshots that I showed on the poster or a few minutes ago. So that is, I was trying to think, how do I put that in the chat or something, but I'm not sure if I can do it. I'll have to figure out if I can do that or not on my phone. Not sure.
And my daughter Ariana and myself will be at the She Said project on September 8th doing the photography for the event.
Yes.
So then they have the items there to use for their future marketing and to celebrate the event. So
Pretty
it's
exciting.
gonna be a really interesting night.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, but I just want to plug that is CB's been doing great stuff there. So I know you might not have been able to see the thing that I had, but that's CB at his finest. So
Awesome.
yeah.
All righty. Any other questions or comments for CB Bjork?
I have a question, CB. If I put your name, if I see someone looking for a photographer and I put your name out there to them, including your phone number, is that okay on Facebook, or you don't want your number on Facebook?
You can put it out there and they can call or text. If I'm
Okay, that's
if I'm
how I have it
obviously in the
listed.
warehouse, I can't answer.
Okay,
So sometimes texting is the easier way for me to get back. So that's why I started to put call/text on everything, because heading back into the office, it's unfortunately I get looked down upon. So
okay, no problem. Just wanted to make sure it's okay. Thanks.
No, yeah, you're fine, and yeah, happy to help and do what I can to, for anybody professional who's looking to do it. I'm hoping in September to get another round done. I got to see now what my vacation schedule is and everything now that I'm going back, and I want to try and set up at the Haverstick again, but I'm going to set up with appointments, so I know who's coming and how much time to book and everything from there. So it's in the mind, but it's not in the execution yet, but something I'm looking forward to.
Cool. That sounds like a really good idea. I know that there are people who are looking forward to it. So you just let us know when that is confirmed and we will post it for you. All righty. If there are no other questions or comments, I'd like to invite Kimberly. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I am. They're being quiet right now. Found out that they were fighting over a sock, so that's what the issue was. Actually, the husky was telling on the other one because the husky's a tattletale, if the other one like puts his paws on the counter or had, for example, a sock, the husky was barking to let me know he's doing something he's not supposed to. So anyway, this is I work from home. I do Kimberly Goode. I do bookkeeping and payroll. And we do bookkeeping and payroll for businesses all over the United States. And we work with all different types of industries. We tried at one point to really kind of niche down, but found that we just like working with everybody. So we do. And I have got to say that the last 2 days, I have made some business decisions that are going to have me traveling even more in 2024. And I am excited and terrified all at the same time. And so they say that if you're scared, then you're doing things outside of your box, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. So, and I'm talking about traveling like LA, San Diego, Miami, New York, like just and starting in December, I'll be in Atlanta. And so I am terrified. Last night I was super excited, and then all of a sudden the things like kind of hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And so we'll try it for a year, see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll do something different. But right now that's where I've been at the last 24 hours, is kind of going up and down on a roller coaster on how I'm going to make this happen. But anyway, so it's myself and Rosemary. Rosemary, I wish that she would get on here with me, but she is not. She is more of a behind the scenes. I asked her to travel with me sometimes, and she said, that's not my thing. I don't want to talk to people. She's so nervous. But she is the one that she handles all the things like the bookkeeping, the payroll, and we sit and work together in the mornings on our clients. What do they need? What questions do we have? What questions does Rosemary have? And just our most important thing is our clients. They are not only our clients, but they're our friends. If you sign up to be a client with us, you're going to have to be our friends too. It's just part of it. So, but yeah, so I don't know what else. That's what I do.
Awesome. So do we have any questions or comments for Kim this evening?
My question would be, I hope that all this traveling is not going to take her too far away from us. Because
No.
we really want to keep you around here, because I think it sounds like that would be a really good thing if we were like, maybe, I don't know, somehow we're able to give you that encouragement if you're a little nervous, but I don't know exactly what you're doing. So, but I'm excited for you. I don't know how you're going to do all that, but I'm in awe of you doing it. So, good for you.
My daughter's moving out this Sunday. My son is 18 years old. And I'm like, ever since I was 16 and I got a driver's license, I was out the door. I don't like to sit around somewhere, especially if I'm sitting by myself, so
yeah,
I love to get out and meet people, like you all know. And so it's not going to take me anywhere away from TTR. Just maybe be able to actually bring more people to this Tuesday night virtual meeting.
Right.
Great. And if you ever have any questions or need any assistance on all that travel and where to stay or ideas of places to go, just give me a holler. I'm happy to help.
Kind of ring a bell to me.
Dawn,
we need a travel agent, don't we?
Yes. I'll give you a list of the places I'm going. I need some help with some places to stay, because I actually even looked up like couchsurfer.com, and I was like, this doesn't look safe. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but it's free. but you probably sleep on some creep's couch.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
They-
goodness.
Oh, no.
The only one I'll drop in on you is get yourself the frequent flyer card for like United or Delta, and that gets you into the lounges. And so that way at the airport, if you get stuck, you have the lounge that you can go to. There's usually food, there's usually free drinks, free food, all this stuff. You can hook in your computer, you can be working while you're sitting at the airport and doing all of that. And you'll basically be connected, but not in your office. And it can be a golden thing for those who are kind of the road warriors.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. I have not ever done that, but I'll get like, yeah, one of the credit cards and pay it off each month and not get, yeah. Okay. Good idea.
If-
Thank you.
If you go out there to I know they're on Facebook, but it's Kate and Nate, 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 and Kara, Kara. Just go to Facebook, put in their information. They have made a living traveling the world, and as they travel, they stop in all of these different lounges in the airports around the world, and free
Cool.
food, free drinks, and if their planes are delayed, I mean, they've got a place that they can kind of crash and hide for a few hours, whatever, and all this other stuff. And they're basically kind of road warriors, but they go to a destination, they're there for 3 or 4 weeks, getting an Airbnb, and then they get back on the road and they go somewhere else, and that's all they do, and they write a travel blog and all sorts of stuff. I'm sure somebody, I don't know where Dawn is on the screens for where stuff is, but she's
I'm
over here
above
for
you
me.
on my screen.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of tricks she can teach you about what to do at the airport lounges and stuff, and how to get into that access and everything from there, because it can be a savior for you. We ended up and that's the 5 of us, because Catherine, myself, we went down to Florida, and we ended up at Baltimore, and they canceled our flight. We were on Southwest, and we got in so late. By the time we got tickets and everything changed around, it was 10 o'clock at night, and there were no hotels in Baltimore because literally Southwest had just closed down the airport. So we ended up having to spend the night in the airport. It would have been nice to have access to a lounge, but we didn't know any better. So it can be one of those handy things.
I'm going to be doing business expos at each of these cities. So I'm going to be setting up like a booth and a business expo and stuff like that, and talking to people. So each expo is going to cost me a lot of money. So if the flight is delayed and I don't get there, I lose. They're not going to refund me the expo money. So it would be nice to maybe have some kind of membership or some kind of frequent flyer, so that maybe they prioritize getting me out to where I need to go. Because I didn't even think about that until you said that. So
Yeah. And Dawn, I'm sure, can give you all sorts of knowledge
yes.
and all sorts of tips in terms of what to do, because she's been doing this stuff like forever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you
Yep,
need to one-on-one
we'll
with
talk,
her.
Kim. We'll
And
we'll definitely talk.
you're below me in the Brady Bunch scheme here.
Ah,
So,
Thank you, CB.
yeah, I'd be interested in knowing what the stuff is that you're doing, because obviously if there's close ones, since I work within businesses as well, might be interested in some of that as well, because depending upon how that works, that could be an easy one for me to whatever.
Yeah,
So.
I'll talk to you about it. I know I'm going to do a 1-to-1 with Dawn, and then I would love to do one with you as well, CB, this week, and I can tell you what it's all about.
Yeah, let's work on getting that set up. So sorry to take everybody's
All right.
time. I'm gonna shut up and go away.
do we
No.
have any other questions or comments for Kim?
No, but I don't want CB to go away, so don't go away,
No.
CB.
You're not going anywhere.
Just gonna mute myself.
Okay, there you go.
All righty. Well, next I'm going to invite Carol. Carol, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I sure am. I am Carol Blackmon, also a CB, but not quite the same CB. Good initials, though. I am, pardon?
You are. I didn't even.
Yes, I am a CB. I am a real estate broker in Indiana. I am dual licensed. I am also a licensed real estate agent in Florida. So I can help you coming or going. And I had the privilege of meeting with Jennifer Johnson for a one-on-one a couple of weeks ago, and we talked for 2 hours.
Yes, we did,
And
sorry.
we weren't done. So it was like, oh, we have to go. It's getting dark. We got to go. But we just kept talking, and it was such a pleasure. And she talked more about this group and about how you done difference and kept this thing going. But a little bit more about my business. I'm not just a real estate agent. I like helping people. Helping people is my passion. And I told Jennifer that there's so many agents out there, they're in it for themselves, they're in it for the money or the recognition or the title. I'm in it to help people. I've had a career. I retired after 20 years with American Honda Finance Corporation. I got into real estate because all of my previous years in the automotive industry taught me how to negotiate. I am a darn good negotiator. So I worked with people with like dealerships who have money, but I try to help them earn more money, show them when to tweak this or negotiate this better. I actually trained their salespeople, trained their finance people. So, and that was my job. So that was part of what I did for a living is negotiate. So I'm really good at it, and I can help people out there. That is my goal. That is my passion, is to help people. I've heard so many nightmares, just horrible stories about the way they were treated, about this went bad. They didn't let me do this, or this was wrong, and this was wrong. And they told you something that wasn't correct. Never ever do that. In fact, a quick story, I was working with another agent. She wasn't with EXP. I'm with EXP. She had her own, she's a single individual broker. She has her own thing, but she only wants to work with listings. She doesn't want to work with buyers. Doesn't even want to mess with them, she said. So she was sending out leads to different agents with different companies to work with those buyers. Well, I had a buyer lead that bought a house, came through her website. She doesn't own these people. They were through a website. So I was working very well, and she has almost anxiety disorder, which a lot of people do when they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. They want to make sure the person that's handling this is honest, trustworthy, has integrity. That's what they want. So when it came to getting time to list her house for sale, I said, well, you'll need to talk to such and such, because that's what needs to happen. You need to talk to her because that's what she wants to do. And she said, no, I don't want anybody else to deal with. I only want to deal with you through the entire transaction. I do not want to talk to anybody else. I only want to talk to you. I like you. You're honest. You believe in me. You're, all this stuff. She said, no, I will not. She said, I will put a for sale by owner out there before I'll list it with anybody else. Well, we talked a little bit, and then it was time again. And she said, no. I said, you should talk to her. She said, no, absolutely not. I will not do it. Well, rather than blow everything all up, I said, okay, I'll get you the information you need and take very good care of you. And she was very relieved. Well, lo and behold, the person who owned that website terminated our agreement over it.
What?
And we are not partners anymore with anything, because she wanted me to tell the client that I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. And I'm required to send her over to this person. I said, that's not in the client's best interest. I said, I refuse to lie. I will not lie to a client. I don't care what you say. I will not do it. So she terminated our agreement based on the way handle that situation. I said, if that's the way you want to do it, I don't want any part of it. So I'm still working with that client. That's fine. She'll get a referral fee, but I'm out. But I turned down probably a bunch of leads because I'm not going to falsify anything to anybody. I won't do it. But that's kind of a short story about what happened just this last week.
Oh,
Just
that's
this last week, I was losing a lot of sleep and being very anxious about it. It's like, how can I make her understand? She won't do it. And we would have lost the whole thing. But anyway, I won't drop my morals or integrity for anybody. We'll do it. So
okay, guys, we can't ask Carol to do the bank heist with us. Sorry, I was just making it up. That sounded funny. I completely understand what you're saying, Carol. Good for you. Sorry, that
I just
had to deal with it.
I had to deal with it, and I this person has a reputation, and not a good reputation for dealing with people. But it's like, okay, I could use the extra leads and all this kind of stuff, but after that, it's like, no part of it. So, but that's who I am.
I want to thank you for sharing that. Because certainly when I invite folks to talk about themselves and their business, and, we can easily talk about what we do. It's the how we do it that often makes the difference in differentiating us from the next person in our same industry in our field. And I think that story speaks to your character and your experience specifically.
Because there's every agent can pretty much do the same thing. It's how you do it.
Yeah.
And how much integrity and honesty. And it's part of our fiduciary duties. Well, it's in our ethics. It's part of it. But anyway, also I am Express Offers certified, which means something like an offer pad or an iBuyer. If you want to sell quickly, I can offer that. I am Affinity certified, which is a company certification for relocation. I'm also company relocation certified. So that's part of the things that I'm learning. And it's about knowledge, and it's about getting to know as much as I can to help anybody I can.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Do we have any questions or comments for Carol this evening?
So
I was
that's me.
just excited that she had all these things. And I just, the more that we grow and expand our reach, the more we need realtors who are, their vision is bigger, and that was what was exciting about Carol and I. Carol and I've been connected for a number of years. And finally we sit down and find out that, boy, there's a lot of things going on. She's got all kinds of things. And we can help each other. And that's, it's exciting. So thank you, Carol. Glad you're here.
Most definitely.
I'm here. Yeah.
All right. If there are no other questions or comments for Carol, I am going to ask Jennifer Johnson to introduce herself and her business.
All right. Well, I'm in transit like I always am. We're going to be leaving here and got a rehearsal for a bunch of things, but I am Jennifer Johnson, and I've been writing my bio for That's What She Said, and I've got all these notes all over the place, but I am a relationship marketing coach. I'm the founder of TTR Networking. I'm also a professional vocalist who is getting really busy with that, which I'm very happy to say is going well. So I wrote this in my bio, and I'm just going to read it. I discovered, well, you know what? I didn't even print the one. I have always been able to connect people. I don't know why. I've done it no matter what I did. And I think back over the years. And when I started TTR Networking, it was because I'd spent many, many years in different industries, and just always feeling that the thing that was common about all of it was that I I could see connections and I put people together, and it usually benefited me. I was in the insurance industry for years, and even though I hated insurance, I did pretty well in it because I was able to, build relationships, which I thought everybody did, but I guess not everybody does that all the time. So anyway, so TTR networking is why we're all here tonight, and we all want to build. But we are all about getting to know you as an individual before we get to know really what you do. Not that we don't need what you do, but we really want to get to know. And I mean, hearing Carol's story, hearing Kim's story, hearing CB, everybody's stories bring it all to light that we're all here doing something we are very passionate about. So I would just say, keep in mind, why you're here, but it takes 5 to 12 times for people to even consider doing business with you, let alone doing business with you. And what's a better way than getting together with people, on a weekly basis? And I say this all the time, but I used to kind of apologize for our groups meeting weekly because people say, why do you get together every week? And it's like, how do you get to know each other if we don't do that? So we have to get together. And then we encourage that one-to-one, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you're sitting there and you realize, oh my gosh, this person is whatever, they do this too, but you wouldn't know that. And then that opens up another door, and there's all kinds of things. Sometimes those one-to-ones, you find out you have nothing in common with that person at all. And that's another good thing to know. But anyway, so, who do you know that's out there? And right now, I feel like the world is our oyster kind of thing. I mean, we have a lot of opportunity, and this evening call, it's once a week. You get on here, you get to meet people, and you just never, I mean, I'm excited that people are saying, let's talk after this. We've got this, we could talk. That's what it's all about. And so who do you know that's sitting there, or you've heard them complaining about, I'm trying to build this thing, but I can't figure it out. Maybe they're just not connecting with the right people, and maybe our network would be the right thing. We certainly would love to have them visit, and I'm sure we would have some connections, and we'd have some suggestions and make some warm introductions. And that's really, we're all about extraordinary, authentic relationships and education to help you build your business. And it really is a group effort. So I will say on the same note, if you know somebody that's just going to bring us all down, don't invite them. Okay, sorry, just don't want you to invite them. I've had that happen, and you're after the fact, you're like, why did you invite that person? So just kind of keep in mind what we're trying to accomplish. But sometimes people just need that little nudge. Come and join us. Jump on a Zoom call. My goodness, easy. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're here for.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
You're
Does anyone
welcome.
have any questions for Jennifer Johnson? Along the lines of what you were sharing, Jennifer, I thought I'd throw out there that Collaborating Connections has a Visitors Day coming up.
Yes, I forgot that.
Tuesday,
Sorry.
September 12th. So please mark your calendars, and as Jennifer said, if you know somebody who needs to be a part of some great networking, to build their brand, to share their business, to hear some success stories and strategies, and that likes to help, because it's not all about us individually succeeding, but all of us succeeding together. So if you know of those individuals, invite them to our Visitors Day on Tuesday, September 12th. It's our regular Zoom meeting, but we expect to have more people, and we're going to have lots of fun during that session. Okay. I guess it's me. My name is Dawn Evans Casey. Again, I'm the leader of Collaborating Connections, and I came to TTR Networking back in 2016, I think it was, with my company Spa Travel, which is a full service travel agency. It's a home-based business, And I was traveling all the time in corporate America, and somebody suggested, Don, why, you're doing it anyway. Why don't you get paid for it? It sounded pretty interesting, and I got my certification and found a wonderful host agency. And I just love what I do. For all of the downfalls of travel that I have experienced personally myself, I attempt to take that stress off of my travel clients so that they don't have to do the digging and the research and the find the good deals and find the wonderful places to go. And even beyond the booking, I continue to help my clients have wonderful, memorable travel experiences. So if they have delays and cancellations, or their hotel or resort reservation isn't quite what they expected, then I step in and talk to the travel vendors and get things ironed out for the good. And the travel vendors love working with me because they want me to bring them more business. My clients appreciate me because I lessen the stress or the headaches. And it's just something that I love to do. So if you know of anybody who is interested in traveling, planning a trip individually, family, or group, sometime in the future, feel free to give them my number, my email, and I would love to help. Dawn Evans Casey, Spa Travel. Additionally, I have a couple of other endeavors where my husband and I do a nonprofit, genealogy educational outreach, working with families, getting them to do their own genealogy research and developing a keepsake of the documentation and pictures and information that they gather, something that they can pass down to future generations. And I also write a chocolate blog called Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which is fun and engaging and all about my favorite thing, chocolate. So if you like to just get away from, get your mind off of something stressful for a moment and indulge in the decadence of chocolate and recipes and quips about chocolate, then Cheerful Chocolate Spirit on Facebook is an excellent kind of getaway, fun blog fling. So that's all about me. Does anyone have any questions or comments that I can respond to?
No, but Dawn doesn't, she was talking about how she got started. She was in 3 of our groups and she was doing a great job. But I remember she said something along the lines of, do you have a group on the east side, right? And, or something, or you need to start one. Oh no, it was an evening group. That was what it was. And I'd had people along the way that had asked me about that. And I just said, well, if you want to start it, when Dawn said it, I said, you want to start it. And that was the only way I could get her out of the 3 groups. I'm just kidding. I really did not want to get her out of it. But as far as somebody stepping up to the plate and helping, the group met at, where was it? Was it the Donato's over there on Sunnyside? Is it Donato's?
We first started meeting at Collaborate 317 in Greenfield.
Yeah, did
And
that.
then
Yeah.
we moved to the Donato's on Sunnyside Road.
Yeah.
It's back when we were meeting in person. And then from there, went to the Zoom format. And it has been a joy. I tell people, I know Tuesday is always going to be my long day because I have a 9-to-5 job. Then I do my entrepreneurial endeavors in the evening. And on top of that, on Tuesdays, I'm leading this meeting, but I always get re-energized when it's time for this call. There's just so much to learn and listen to, and it perks me up. So thank you for the opportunity, Jennifer Johnson and TTR Networking. I have much appreciated it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And actually you'll, we'll be seeing more of you on the new website, as we will everyone, but I won't give anybody any more hints than that, but we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. And I would just say for someone to have, I'm sorry, my life is crazy. So if you're seeing I'm making you dizzy because I'm throwing the phone all over it, so I'm grabbing stuff. But really, anybody who wanted, I'm saying it wrong. Not everyone could step up and say they wanted to do this. And I don't think Dawn was even saying she wanted to. I just threw it at her. And then she took it, and I learned something from you every week. And it's a bummer when I can't get on for some reason, or if I have to leave early or something. So I really appreciate all you're doing. And I do think we've met so many nice people in this group. So thank you for keeping it going. It's meant a lot. So
No problem.
thank you.
Let's see. With that being said, if there are another questions or comments for me, every week we do try to do some type of a professional development discussion. And that discussion is generally led by our monthly themes. We have a different theme for each month of the year, and the theme for August is awesome testimonials. Last week, we had a really good discussion before wrapping up about the difference between referrals and testimonials. And just to summarize, that referrals were a summary of someone's experience working with your company. Could be positive, could be negative, but it's generally information that we can utilize to either utilize for marketing, utilize to help improve our products and services, etc. The testimonial, on the other hand, is usually a heartfelt story, definitely a positive experience where the writer speaks from their own heart and mind and their perception of the experience of doing business with your company, your products or services. And they may offer detailed information about what was above and beyond expectation for them, and try to sway other individuals or give them a taste of what their experience may be with your company as well. So testimonials are definitely a very strong marketing resource, and something that we should all pursue, simply because of the future value that they can contribute to our businesses. While some of you who know me well know that I am all about manifestation, so we just don't expect success, but we manifest success. We think about it. We have the image in our heads of what success looks like, and so it will come to be. So I wanted to have a discussion tonight as far as manifesting for awesome testimonials. What is it that you want your clients, your customers to say about your business? What kind of an experience do you want them to have? And if there are things that you actively do, questions that you may ask of them to prepare them for that. In my instance, I often ask my travel clients or my genealogy clients, if you've done anything like this before, what was your experience? What did you like? What didn't you like? And I also ask my clients, what does it take to wow you? Not just satisfy you, but to wow you, to take you over the top. And I get all kinds of feedback, back. Someone wants a practically free trip. Well, I can't do that. I can direct you to a contest you might be able to enter and perhaps win a free trip. I can't make it free for you. But realistically, what would make your eyes widen and your smile broad and give you that warm, fuzzy experience that, like, yes, this was exactly what I wanted and more, and I'd want to do it again. So that's what I do to help manifest the awesome testimonials in my business. And I want to open the floor and ask the question to our attendees. What is it that you do to manifest awesome testimonials?
Well, I can, if it's okay if I start out, like the things that I want my clients to feel before they start with me is the same as if I was coming to you to book a vacation, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just got off the phone with Dawn. I'm going on this vacation and I'm just so excited. Or if I was going to have pictures done with CB, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is great. I'm going to get these photos done. They're going to look great. And I'm so excited. And so I want my clients to feel that way right before they start with us. I want them to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just talked to Kimberly. My books are going to be organized. This like stress is going to be lifted off my shoulders. And so I want them to be excited about it because I know that money is a huge like weight and stress and fear on people's shoulders. And so I have, you know, without going into like really like, I don't know if I've told you all like my full story from back, you know, why I even started this, but I know what it's like to be afraid. And I know what it's like to lay in bed and cry at night and not be able to sleep and toss and turn because you're afraid of, you know, how these bills are going to get paid and how things are going to work out financially. And I've done so much work on myself and that, and like stopping those feelings and growing myself and my business. I don't want people to feel that way. So if I can bring that value to my clients where they're, you know, they're living their best lives and they're not stressed about paying bills, that's what I want to bring to them. So that's what I want my clients to feel.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you set them up? Do you communicate to them that you want them to feel safe and fearless and comfortable and happy? Is
Yes.
that
Oh yes. I tell people, Rosemary and I are both very empathetic people. And I like that we have been told so many times that they don't feel like they're being judged. And a lot of times people will come to us and they're like, oh my gosh, my books are so embarrassing. I haven't done them, or I don't make much money. And we don't care. We really, really don't. And we make them feel comfortable. And I have sat with one girl, and a lot of things happened back when I was, first starting out as a young adult. When I was 24, I was dating my ex-husband now, and we had so much financial problems at a young age that we were evicted from an apartment. My car was repossessed, and everything was just kind of terrifying. And I was telling this girl this because I'm very open about that. I feel like you cannot keep the financial stress inside of yourself. And so I'm very open about where I was financially, 15 years ago. And she was like, oh my gosh, my car got repossessed 2 weeks ago and I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody about it. And I was like, talk to me. Maybe I have an idea of how to help you, or maybe, or maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just somebody that you can talk to me and lean on my shoulder. You can tell me, because when we feel the shame around money, we hold it all inside and we don't want people to know, like we're going to fake it until we make it. We've got to express it. And I want my clients to know that I'm not here to judge them. I've been through it, and I am in no way like thriving the way I want to be right now. I'm right there. I'm fine. I'm fine, but I'm not like, I've seen people's books that, they live in the big, huge homes and they drive the big fancy Mercedes. And I'm like, you don't have anything how are you not terrified? Like, how, and it's like they're doing it for show, anyway, that's a whole different thing. But it's just like, I want people to know that they're able to come to me. I'm going to be empathetic. I'm not going to judge, because I get it. And if anything, I'm going to listen to you and comfort you, and I'll cry with you. Like, and we will figure it out, because I've figured it out myself, and I will figure it out with them. So, yeah, anyway, sorry, that was a whole long tangent.
Oh, no, that was great. That was great. I have a clear picture of how you manifest your awesome testimonials now. Even if you're in a completely different industry than me, but it's real. It's like I can visualize it. So thank you for sharing that, Kim.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Anybody else want to share how they work with their clients and get them to their wow place?
Finding the right house. I work on a very personal level with people. They got to be, most of them are all my friends still. And sometimes I get really lucky and I find the right house, just like with the client that I have right now. We've been looking for a long time. They said she was anxious. And we found this one in Whitestown. And I was there about 15 minutes before she got there. And I walked in and I knew her so well that when I walked in, within 2 minutes, I knew that was the house. So what I did is I actually went to the front door when she got there. And I said, I want you to stand there. I'm going to go hide. And then I want you to go room to room and tell me what you think. I hid in the laundry room. I let her walk through that house, open the door, and so she could visualize the entire house. And she said, wow, this is it. Within 2 minutes, she said the same thing. So I love it when that happens, because I know it's going to be good and everything's going to go well. So.
Great, great. And
that's,
go ahead, Jennifer.
no, I was just gonna say that takes getting, I mean, you get both ladies, both of you really have to get to know your client, right? And they're your friends by the time. Yeah. But how many people, Carol or Kimberly, I mean, how many people are in those jobs and don't really do that? Because they don't really do that. That's great. That, but I mean, that's what hope somebody in those jobs are going to do, but that's great. That's wonderful.
I like how Carol said that she, stays friends with her clients, and that she, becomes so comfortable with them. I can't even tell you what the realtor that sold me this house, I can't even tell you what her name was. I have no idea who she was. I was friends with her for a moment 17 years ago, but I don't know. I try to think sometimes, who was that girl? I don't know who she was.
And they miss out on it because what is it? What's the return, or Carol, what's the turnaround? Most people move 5 to 7 years?
5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Every 5 to 7 years. Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad. I mean, all of us need to be keeping in touch with our clients or past clients, or I mean, it's just why people don't do it. That's funny how you said that. I was friends with her for a moment 17 years ago. Well, golly gracious. Have you since then, Kimberly? Have you done anything else? I would assume you've done some.
Well, I haven't. I mean, obviously I haven't moved, but the realtor that my parents used when my grandparents, my dad's parents and my mom's parents both passed away, that realtor that they were still in contact with and friends with sold their parents' homes. So that they kept a relationship with him. He came to, family events and the funerals as to pay his respects. He's very good friends with them. And so he, naturally sold those houses, and I'm sure if they sold the one that they're in right now, he would be the one that they would call.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about
Do you think, go ahead, Carol, sorry.
following up, and that's all part of it. It's remaining in contact with people. It's following up. It's, it's not just, what is it? What's the old saying, adage? Love them and leave them.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's, you love them for a while. Well, just like you said, she knew her, she had a friend for a moment. Well, she loved her for a moment and then left.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
Sometimes people drop through the cracks. That's a given. I try to remain friends with all of them.
I had a friend that's a tax
Yeah.
preparer, and my friend that does taxes, she used to always say, and this is not she's a colorful person, but she said, I hate these one night stands. I don't want these one night stands in business. I'm like,
Yeah.
gosh. But yeah, she didn't want the wham bam thank you ma'ams of the tax world. She wanted a relationship. So
Because
Well,
having a sustainable client relationship, it multiplies. Not only are they happy and they're likely to be a repeat customer, but they're going to tell other people about that wonderful experience, i.e. those awesome testimonials.
Right.
And it multiplies. And that is low-hanging fruit for a business owner to pursue. The effort that it takes to develop and build a brand new client relationship is much more significant than the effort it is to keep your current client relationships happy and connected. So it's almost a no-brainer. The thing is that we do have to actively pursue it and manage it and manifest it. It doesn't just magically happen. So it just takes us communicating and figuring out, what is that? Wow, can I make this happen? No, I will make this happen. And keeping everybody in the know, and then sharing those testimonials with others. It's
Exactly.
that's it.
I'm kind of curious is CB still on? I think he is.
Yep.
Kind of curious from CB. Nancy, I know, has been doing what she's been doing for a while, but I'm kind of curious from CB's perspective. Not that you just started taking pictures, CB, but I know you're now doing a lot more of it. You're kind of at the, I don't want to say the beginning, because I know you've been doing it a while, but I know some of us have been doing what we're doing for quite a while, and it is different than if you're starting out, or you know what I mean? So do you have any perspective on, like, you were scurrying around everywhere getting people lined up for the Haverstick, and then unfortunately you got sick. I'm just wondering, do you have any words of wisdom that you've picked up as you've been doing this? I mean, I honestly, the She Said project, I'll tell you, I feel like if you keep that door open, that's gonna, what's the word? It's going to harvest and future. And that'll be that they are connected to a lot of things. So I'm glad that you got that foot in the door. But what would you say? I mean, I'm sorry, I just keep talking. Is he there? He's there.
This goes back a long way, but with any business that I've worked either in, on, as, etc., working with customers and being authentic. Carol was talking about how she is true, and people know the difference between true people and fake people. And in any of it, be it referrals, be it repeat business, anything, you have to be your true self. If you have those people that are out there, and at Valvoline where I work, we have a sales team, and those guys are all just numbers, and money. And, you know, they'll tell you anything as long as, you know, they get a sale, you know, they don't care. I come along 6 weeks later and they're like, hey, you know, you're supposed to have this, and this. And I'm like, oh yeah, they told you Santa Claus is real and the Easter Bunny will be bringing you gold, didn't they? And you have those people. If you're going to be that way, you're not going to have a lot of customers. You're always going to be prospecting. You're always going to be doing a lot of work. But if you're your true self, if you're your best self, your referrals build naturally, your client base builds naturally, and your repeats build naturally. And that's really what we're all looking for. So it's just getting that start where you can kind of get to that start line and hear the gunfire, and you can take off running so people can see what you can do. So the She Said project is very much one of those things where I'm going to be at a starting line and it'll be boom from there. So I hope to have a lot of other branches to the tree, but that'll be one set of branches that hopefully will grow into a very sturdy side of the tree through those projects.
Good. All right. Let's see, we are at 7:23. I want to, of course, give an opportunity, anybody who's got any comments about their activities, how they manifest those awesome testimonials. Do we have any other comments on that topic?
Ask.
It's right. I was gonna say it's not sitting around thinking it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going out, making it happen. Right? Isn't that what you're saying? I mean,
Absolutely.
you have to do it. One of the things that we've talked about a lot, and Carol and CB might have heard this, but Carol and Kimberly might not have. Nancy's been around long enough, but you know, I think this last so many months, we've been talking a lot more about execution. You know, I think it's easy to stand around, be on Zoom calls and talk about, you know, what we need to do, but it's really going out and doing it and encouraging each other and using these groups as an opportunity to say, you know, if CB said he was going to talk to, I don't know, 10 new client prospects every week, if he wanted to put that out there, there'd be people in the group that would ask, did you do it? You know, and if he didn't do it, we're not going to, you know, hit him over the head or, you know, whatever. We're just going to say, well, I'm sure it's going to be better next week. But it's that support of your group and maybe, you know, giving some ideas of how to do it. So I'm just saying the execution comes at the end of rescue, but it really isn't. It's so important. I don't know. Could we spell the word rescue without the E on the end? People would know what it was, but it wouldn't look right. And we have to do that execution. You know, that's probably the hardest thing. I think most of our networking meetings, you know, it's like, oh, I'm going to do this. And it's always that first, you know, getting out there and doing it. So how, you know, maybe that's something that we should spend, you know, how do you get yourself to do it? And those people, you know, Kim said, she said that, you know, stepping out of her comfort zone, she's freaking out about this, but my gosh, how many people wouldn't even, you know, get to that point of considering something like that? You're going to do it. Whatever you do, it's going to be awesome. We haven't known you that long, but I have a feeling that you don't do things halfway. You know, you're going to make it happen. But anyway, execution, I guess is what. And I think it's probably one of the things, yeah, I have more trouble with. I mean, it's easy to, I've got these plans. We talked all about the 12-week year, which is great. It's a great book, but I would think the biggest thing is, and one of their biggest things is
Yep. Execution and accountability.
Anyway,
And that's, again, another great reason for us to meet on a weekly basis, because when it's once a month, who's going to remember those those activities, those goals that you set? And who's going to remember to say, well, how did it go? And so much time has passed between when we could have been supporting and reminding and sharing, you know, the wins and the success strategies. So literally, I'm sure that everybody has wins on a weekly basis. And it's a part of our agenda because we want you to think about what you've accomplished, and we want to be able to celebrate with you. And we want you to remain mindful of your goals and actions, your planned actions, and get those things done. Not that we're going to slam you over the head if you don't, but we just want to remind you that it's for the benefit of yourself and your business, of your growth, and that you're capable to get it done. So I guess I will wrap up the call on that note. Hopefully that everybody came away with a positive nugget tonight, something to think about, what we're going to do to manifest our awesome testimonials and our own business success. I want each and every one of you to have a wonderful rest of the week, a productive rest of the week. And Kim and Carol, I would love for you all to be a part of Collaborating Connections. You bring so much to the conversation, so much positivity and real knowledge, and I want you to think about it. I will be following up with each of you as well. So don't forget to schedule those one-on-ones, everybody. And we will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time here at Collaborating Connections. Take
Everybody
care,
be
everyone.
safe. Be safe
You
out there, guys.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
hugs. Bye, guys.